So you've spent years getting really good at search engine optimization, right? You've learned the rules, you know the tactics, but what if I told you that the entire rulebook is being thrown out right now? Because for a lot of sites, it already has been.
You've put in all the work, and your website is ranking on Google. That's great, seriously. But here's the question that should be keeping you up at night. When somebody asks ChatGPT or Perplexity or even Google's own AI for an answer, does your site even exist to them? And this really shows you the massive shift that's happening. Think about it. Traditional search has always been this game of keywords that leads to a rank list of blue links. But AI search, that's a whole different animal. It's not about matching keywords, it's about understanding meaning. And it doesn't give you a list of options. It just gives you the answer, straight up.
That's right, search is changing in a huge way. And these AI platforms, well, they're the new gatekeepers to information. The real question is, are you changing with it? Okay, let's be absolutely crystal clear on this one critical point. A strong ranking on Google does not guarantee you'll have any visibility in AI-generated answers. Believing that it does is probably the single most dangerous assumption you can make right now.
And look, this isn't just theory. We have real-world data to prove it. Take two giants in the travel space, Airbnb and Vrbo. In a traditional Google search, their visibility is pretty competitive. But when you look at ChatGPT, it's an absolute landslide. We're talking an 11-to-2 ratio in favor of Airbnb. So even with a solid Google presence, Vrbo is practically invisible to the AI. That's a massive problem.
So why does a gap like that even happen? Well, a lot of the time, the answer lies in something called technical debt. All those hidden flaws that have been piling up on your site for years.
Now, to really get what this debt is, we first have to talk about technical SEO. And the best way to think about it is like the foundation of your house. It's all the work that goes on behind the scenes to make sure search engines can properly crawl, index, and, this is the crucial part for AI, truly understand your content.
You know, I love this quote from Reza Moayyandeen. He calls assumptions the white ants in your search strategy. And that's exactly what technical debt is. It's all those little shortcuts, the outdated code, the legacy issues that have been silently eating away at your foundation. You don't even see the damage until a new pressure, like AI, comes along and the whole thing starts to crumble.
For years, a lot of us have gotten away with this debt because Google's crawlers are incredibly sophisticated. I mean, they use hundreds of signals and can often work around minor problems. But most AI crawlers? No way. They are not nearly that advanced. They're way more literal, and they get tripped up by the very issues that Google might have just forgiven. And we're not talking about some obscure, complex issues here. We're talking about really common problems like slow page speed, bloated code, messy redirect chains, or problems with how your site uses JavaScript. Every single one of these is a white ant that can make your otherwise amazing content completely invisible to AI.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's a little scary, I know, but how do we fix it? It's time to stop talking about the debt and start building a truly AI-ready foundation.
The good news is the solution can be broken down into three core pillars. It's a simple framework: accessibility, performance, and clarity. If you get these three right, you are building for the future of search.
So let's start with that first pillar, accessibility. This gets down to the most fundamental question there is. Can AI crawlers even get to your content in the first place? And this is absolutely critical because a lot of these AI bots simply cannot process JavaScript. So if your key content is loaded using JS, it might as well not exist. Same goes for long redirect chains. A crawler will literally just give up after a few hops. You have to make sure the front door to your site is wide open. Next up, pillar 2. Performance. It's not enough for crawlers to just be able to access your content. They need to be able to do it quickly and efficiently. Just think about this from a human angle. We all know that 53% of mobile visitors will just ditch a site if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. We get impatient. Well, it turns out AI crawlers operate on a very similar principle. And this gets to the simple economics of AI. It costs these companies a massive amount of money and processing power to crawl the web. So, ask yourself, why would an AI waste its expensive resources on your slow, bloated site when it can get the same information from a competitor's site that's way faster? The simple answer is, it won't. Okay, on to our final pillar, clarity. So the AI can find your site and it loads fast. But can the AI actually understand what your content means? This is where you go from just being seen by an AI to actually being cited as a trusted source.
You can achieve this with things like structured data or schema. Think of it like creating a detailed map of your content just for the AI. You also want to shift your focus from isolated keywords to the broader topics and entities you cover, the people, places, and concepts. And finally, you connect these ideas with a smart, logical internal linking structure. This gives the AI the confidence it needs to use your information in its answers.
So we've covered the problem and we've got the framework for the solution. Now let's talk about what you can do. Let's build your action plan.
Here's your starting checklist to begin paying down that technical debt. First, audit your site speed. Really focus on core web vitals. Then, hunt down and get rid of those messy redirect chains. Make sure your critical content renders in plain HTML. From there, start implementing structured data and really strengthen your internal linking. These are the first, most important steps to making your site AI ready.
So if you take away one thing from all of this, let it be this. You have to stop assuming that what has worked for Google will work for AI. The rules of online visibility have fundamentally changed.
And that leaves you with one final question. Take a hard, honest look at your website and ask yourself, is your foundation built to win the search of today, or is it truly ready for the search of tomorrow?